It's 4 o'clock on a Friday afternoon, and you're staring at an inbox with 74 unread emails. You're supposed to be leaving for the airport in exactly 3 hours. The suitcases are packed and sitting by the front door. Your wife's downstairs double checking the passports and the cabin bags. Everything is ready, except you. Your fingers are flying across the keyboard with a frantic, slightly desperate speed. You're typing out replies that don't actually matter, CCing people that won't read them, and flagging minor tasks for 3 weeks' time. Your chest feels tight, your breathing's shallow, and your mouse clicks are coming down heavy and sharp. You aren't doing this because there's a genuine operational emergency. You're doing it because you're trying to buy yourself the moral right to log off for a fortnight. You spent the last 7 days working at twice your normal speed, staying late, skipping lunch, and tightening every loose bolt in your department. You're running yourself into the ground just to earn the privilege of standing still. You're paying an advanced tax on your own peace of mind. And then, right before you close the laptop lid, you do the thing you promised you wouldn't do. You open your phone, you go into your settings, and you make sure your work email notifications are still turned on, just in case. You slide the phone into your pocket, and a cold, familiar weight drops straight into your stomach. You haven't even left the driveway yet, and you already feel like you're committing a crime. It's an extraordinary piece of behavioural programming when you stop to look at it. You spend 11 months of the year dreaming of the gap. You pay thousands of pounds for a slice of quiet, for a traditional British fortnight where the world stops spinning. But then you get there. You're sitting on a balcony on a Tuesday morning. It's warm. The sea is right there. The coffee's good. And you're completely incapable of sitting still. What's what you do with your body in that moment? Within 10 minutes, you've picked up your phone. You aren't checking the weather or the news. Your thumb goes straight to the Outlook icon. You pull down to refresh the screen, watching that little loading wheel spin. There's nothing there that requires your immediate attention. If there was a real crisis, they'd call you. But you look anyway. You read through a couple of incoming emails. You don't even reply. You just skim the subject lines and read the previews. Then you lock the screen. If your partner looks up and asks what you're doing, you don't tell her you're working. You hear yourself say, "Oh, nothing, just clearing a few notifications so it's not a nightmare when we get back." You over explain the choice because you feel guilty for looking. But you'd feel even more guilty if you didn't. You realise you've started performing stability, running the script of a relaxed man on holiday, while your internal system is humming at a high vibrating frequency of professional guilt. And this is the exact moment the trap snaps shut, because you think this is a personal flaw. You think you've just lost the ability to wind down, or that you're simply unable to sit on a sun lounger. But it's much subtler than that. Look at the evidence of the last 10 years of your working life. You've answered emails from hotel balconies before. You've joined Teams calls from airport lounges while your family sat by the duty-free shops. You've taken work calls standing outside a restaurant in the evening, pacing up and down the pavement on the phone while everyone else was inside ordering the starters. Every single time you did that, you told yourself you were just being responsible. You told yourself you were keeping the wheels turning. What you were actually doing was establishing a routine where being completely unreachable feels dangerous. You spent decades learning that visibility is your only insurance policy. You don't consciously think you're addicted to productivity, but deep down, inside the modern structure of work, you've been conditioned to feel unsafe the moment nobody can see you contributing. So when you finally step out of the machinery and sit on a sun lounger, your brain doesn't register a reward. It registers total exposure. The background processes have dropped to zero, your visibility has vanished, and your internal alarm goes off because being completely unseeable feels like the quickest way to become irrelevant. This is where you realise how much has quietly been taken from you. It's not just your working hours, it's your capacity to inhabit the present moment. We don't talk about the emotional economy of midlife. We talk about career transitions, metrics, and holding the road. But we don't talk about the quiet guilt of a mind that's forgotten how to exist without a target. Now, every single hour of your life has a price tag attached to it, not in cash, but in identity. The system treats annual leave like a high interest loan. You have to work twice as hard before you leave just to clear the decks. And you know with absolute certainty that the moment you land back home, you're going to have to work twice as hard again just to dig yourself from under what you missed. You're being taxed on both sides of the transaction. The system hollows out your internal landscape, replaces it with a series of performance metrics, and then hands you your annual leave and expects you to just float back down to earth. But you don't float. You drop like a stone. You walk around a foreign supermarket or sit in a seaside pub and you feel a strange emotional flattening. The things that used to give you a genuine lift now feel like items you're checking off a list of things a relaxed person should do. You're running the script, but you aren't actually inside the room. You're watching yourself try to enjoy it and judging the performance. The machinery hasn't just taken your time, it's compromised your ability to feel glad that you have it. Watch how this behaviour escalates midweek. It's Thursday afternoon and you've gone into the local town to find a pharmacy. You take your family to wait outside while you run in. The moment you walk into the quiet of the aisle out of the line of their sight, you pull your phone out. You don't even think about it, it's a muscle reflex. You stand by a shelf of foreign sun creams pretending to study the labels while your eyes are frantically scrolling through the work WhatsApp chat. You're hiding in a shop on holiday just to get a quick hit of professional validation to steady your heart rate. You aren't looking for bad news. In fact, if you see a message where a decision was made without you, a sharp spike of irrelevance hits you. But you look anyway, because the alternative, standing in the sun with nothing to manage, makes you feel completely naked. You become an expert at psychological maintenance. You hold the road, you keep the family steady, you keep the wheels turning, but the spontaneity is completely drained out the bottom of the tank. You're hiding from the very people you bought the holiday to spend time with, just to check on a system that will replace you in a fortnight if it has to. It's a silent adaptation. It happens completely out of sight in the gaps between the moments you're supposed to be documenting for the family photo album. This isn't a lack of gratitude or a failure of willpower, it's structural fatigue. You've been carrying the weight of a system that demands constant optimization, and your brain has simply forgotten how to exist without a target. It takes a long time to unlearn 3 decades of vigilance. And the real problem isn't that you're checking your phone on a Thursday morning by the sea. The real problem comes on a Sunday night when the bags are unpacked, the washing machine is humming in the kitchen, and you're sitting on the edge of the bed looking at your laptop bag by the wardrobe. You look at that laptop bag and you realise something strange. You spent the whole fortnight waiting to relax. Then you spent the whole fortnight waiting to go home. And now that you're home, you're waiting for Monday. You spent 2 weeks waiting for your own life to start. And somewhere along the way, you forgot that this already was your life.